Hello everyone, my name is Rini and I'm a mental health counselor. This video is part of my short series called Untangling Covid-laden minds. And today I will be talking about overthinking and how it generates anxiety. So I will be dividing this video in two parts. In part one, I will be briefly talking about the process of overthinking and how it leads to us feeling more anxious. So also breaking it down into its different elements so that we are better able to identify it at an early stage. I will also be addressing the impact that excessive overthinking can have on our mental health. Part two of the video will solely be about ways to prevent and avoid overthinking and managing anxiety during quarantine. So, without further ado, let's begin. Right now, our lives seem nothing less than a movie because it seems unreal that a deadly virus has been released into the world to create panic. While all of us are in the same movie and we are all playing the part of the protagonist, we are also often attacked by the same villains. And let me introduce you to villain number one, Ruminator, and villain number two, Worrying. They are the evil pair that tend to go after our most precious wealth, our mental peace. So let's talk about Ruminator for a bit, okay? So, Ruminator is that villain that possesses the power to get into our heads and make it replay a past action, thought, or behavior that has been upsetting or has had a negative outcome. It's kind of like an old record player that is stuck playing the same song, right? And we tend to overthink and ruminate over things when we feel inadequate, sad, or even angry. You must have heard these following statements for sure, or may have even said them to yourself. I wish I hadn't asked that question in class today. Now everyone must be thinking how dumb I am. Or, my girlfriend or boyfriend doesn't love me. There must be something wrong with me. Or, my boss yelled at me today. I must suck at my job. Well, this is what ruminating sounds like. While we are stuck rehashing a past event, the other villain, worrying, steps in to overwhelm us with uncertainties regarding the future and making catastrophic predictions. For example, if I lose my job, I will never be hired again. My family or the society will never accept me if I get a divorce. Or, what if I'm never able to step out of the house because of the pandemic? While thinking about the future and planning ahead is always wise, making predictions solely based on a perceived outcome is not. Because then it becomes a way for us to punish ourselves and be absent from living in the present and effectively dealing with our issues. If you are constantly preoccupied with negative thoughts and speculation about what will happen in the future, it will begin to impact your mind and body very evidently. It can put you at a greater risk of developing mental health illnesses such as depression, anxiety, mood disorder, or eating disorder. It can result in developing unhealthy ways to cope with that anxiety, like excessive drinking, smoking, eating, sleeping, or isolation. Worst of all, it can cloud our ability to come up with solutions and successfully implement them. I believe it was important for me to talk a little bit about this process of overthinking and anxiety so that you have some basic theoretical knowledge about what it really looks like, so that the practical application of it becomes a lot easier and more organic. So I hope this information was helpful. Now that we kind of know the basic idea behind this entire process, we can now move on to actually looking at strategies to manage anxiety. So part two of this video will be about 6 ways to avoid overthinking and managing anxiety during quarantine.